Hello everyone, welcome to Geology Concepts. Now this is the second video of the Mineralogy series. In this video we will discuss about crystal structures. So let's get down to it. So before going into the structures of the crystals, first we should understand what do we mean when we say solid. Now the general definition that goes on in our mind about solid is that it has a definite shape, it has a definite volume, it is incompressible, the mechanical strength of the solid, and the rigidity. Now this is the very conventional definition of a solid. But in order to understand crystal structure, we must go deep into the structures of a solid. So how it is made up. So when we classify solid according to crystal structures, the first that comes into picture are the perfect crystals. Now these perfect crystals are the crystals which possess both external form as well as internal atomic structure. It's said to be perfect crystals. Then there are some crystalline structures. Now the crystalline structures are the one which possesses only the internal atomic structure without the development of corresponding external form. It is said to be crystalline. The amorphous form of solid, as you can see in this figure, quartz occur as both crystalline and amorphous form. The amorphous form is called opal, which have formula SiO2.NH2O. I talked about it in the first video too. So amorphous solid is actually that has no internal or external structure. There is no atomic structure at all. They are called amorphous solids. So these are the basic crystal types, or the arrangement based on the arrangement, the classification of solid based on arrangement. When we go to element of crystal structures, now elements of crystal structure include faces. Now what are faces? When we say faces, we mean these are the external expressions of the internal atomic planes of the crystals. Now faces are said to be like when they have similar properties and unlike when they have different properties. Then there are edges, as you can see in this figure. Now edges, the line of intersection of two adjacent plane or two adjacent faces, is known as an edge. Then there is solid angle. Now solid angle is the point where three or more faces meet. That angle is called the solid angle. Then there is form, needs a more detailed elaboration. The basic definition is it is a group of faces which have like positions with respect to crystallographic axis of reference. As you can see in this figure, there are four axes for this. This is a hexagonal system, A1, A2 and A3, and the C axis, which is the vertical axis. So the group of faces which have like positions with respect to crystallographic axis are called forms. Now before going into definition of forms, I have to introduce Miller indices. Miller indices form a notation system in crystallography for planes in crystal lattices. Now in particular, a family of crystal lattice is determined by three integers. You can say H, K and L. Now Miller indices can represent a crystal direction, which is given by a square bracket containing H, K, L, three integer values. So as you can see in this figure, the blue arrow points towards the direction 1, 1, 1, which this point is at a unit distance from each of the three axes. So this is termed as 1, 1, 1. Similarly, the green figure says 1, 0, 0. So in x-axis, the distance is 1 unit, and for other two axes, it cuts at origin. And similarly, 1, 1, 0. So these are the three examples for crystal direction. Second is crystal planes. When it is inside braces, it represents a plane. When it is in the curly braces, it represents a family of planes. As you can see in this figure, the procedure is, suppose there is a plane as shown in the figure, cuts the three axes at intersection 1, 1, 1. The reciprocal of the magnitude it has cut on the crystallographic axis is termed as the Miller indices. So here the intercepts are 1, 1, 1, so reciprocal will be 1, 1, 1. Had it cut the x-axis at a distance 1 by 2, then its reciprocal would have been 2, so it would have been 2, 1, 1. So this procedure can be used for the crystal planes. As you can see, this figure shows the crystal plane notations for each of these planes, where the green dot shown here is the origin. So the bar you see, the 1 bar, as you can see in the first figure, it is 0, 0, 1 bar. Now plane has cut the axis in the negative side. Similarly 0, 1 bar, as you can see in the z-axis, it is cutting the z-axis at -1, and similarly 2, 0, 1 and the other figures. As you can see in this example, it cuts the x and z axis at 1 by 2, so its reciprocal will be 2, hence the name of the plane will be 2, 1, 2. Miller index will be 2, 1, 2 for this particular plane. Okay. then the planes that and their negative values are essentially equivalent. Now we go into types of forms. First one here is a simple form. A simple form means when a crystal is made up of all like faces, such as cube, or you can say in an octahedron all the faces are triangular, in a cube all the faces are square. So when the crystal is made up of all like faces. The next is a combination form. When a combination form is when a crystal is made up of two or more simple forms, such as when it contains of basal pinacoid. You can see this example of a basic pinacoid. It is made up of two planes, two similar planes, simple forms. Now, so combination form, when a crystal is made up of two or more simple forms, as you can see in this figure of basic pinacoid, it is made up of two perions. Now, perions here represent one face. It is made up of two perions called a pinacoid. So each of which in itself is a simple form made up of two perions. Hence it is a combination form. Next is open form and closed form. Now, open form, these forms whose faces cannot enclose space all by themselves, or they do not have adequate number of faces to enclose a space, and result occur only in combination with other forms such as pinacoids and prism. So here you can see pinacoid is also an open form because it does not enclose space within itself. Okay, it's an open form. Then closed form, it is an assemblage of faces which can enclose a volume of space. For example, you can see here cube. Cube is made up of 6 simple faces that enclose a space within themselves. So it is a closed form. Whereas you can see this pinacoid, it's an open form. Then there is general, spatial and restricted form. Now these forms depend upon the Miller indices we just talked about. So if we talk about general form, it is one in which the indices are unrestricted in magnitude. Indices can go up to infinity, right? A spatial form, here only one possible set of values exist for the indices. Example, only one octahedron is possible in the cubic. So these are the spatial form where the possible values for the set of HKL is defined. Then there are restricted form. In restricted form, what happens? When the forms are neither spatial nor general, that means it cannot go to infinity, and neither it is spatial that it has some definite form. In other words, a prism in which in HKL, L must always be 0, and in tris octahedra of the cubic system, H must always be equal to K. Either of the indices HKL is fixed, or it has a definite value to it, is called a restricted form, right? So these are the types of forms. So next in crystal structure comes the elements of symmetry. First is center of symmetry. Center of symmetry means the point within a crystal through which straight lines can be drawn so that on either side of the same distance from the center, similar faces, edges and solid angles are encountered. Okay, in other words, we can say a crystal is said to possess a center of symmetry when or each face, edge or corner on one side of the crystal there is similar face, edge or corner directly opposite to the side of the center point. For example, you can see cube. In a cube, if you go in any direction and if you encounter any type of face, edge or corner, the similar edge and corner will be found if we go in just the opposite direction. Then there is axis of symmetry. Axis of symmetry is it is an imaginary line about which if the crystal is allowed to rotate through an angle of 360 degree, similar face, edge or solid angles will come into the space for more than once. Now if it comes twice, then it is known to have a twofold axis of symmetry, and if it occurs thrice, then it is a threefold axis of symmetry, and the maximum possible value of axis of symmetry is 13 axes of symmetry in the isometric form. Next is the plane of symmetry. The plane of symmetry, as you can see in this figure, is an imaginary plane, or you can see here it is shown by a blue card. It is an imaginary plane which passes through the center of the crystal and divided into two parts such that one part is the mirror image of the other. These planes of symmetry may be diagonal, horizontal or vertical. Next is common forms in crystallography. Now first form is PDN, which has only one face and it is an open form. You can say just one face cutting one particular axis, just one face. Pinacoid has two faces, as we have already seen. It's made up of two PDNs and also an open form because it does not encloses a volume or a space. Third is prism. Now it is an open form. All faces are parallel to the vertical axis. The vertical axis here is the C-axis, which runs through the center of these crystals, and all these faces of prism are essentially parallel to the vertical axis. Hence it is open from top and bottom, and hence does not enclose any space within themselves, therefore an open form. Fourth is pyramids, 8 faces, closed form. You can see in this figure like an octahedron. Now octahedron is made up of similar faces, so not to forget that it is also a simple form because it is made up of all same type of faces. It's a simple form, closed form. Then there is this dome. Now what is dome? Dome is actually horizontal prism or open form. What does it mean? If you go back to the figure of pyramids, here you see you take any two faces from the top and the bottom of the octahedron containing an edge. This two faces together is called a dome. Then there is diametrical prism, which has three pinacoids. Three pinacoids that together enclose a space is called a diametrical prism, as you can see in this figure. There are three sets of pinacoids, 001, 100 and 010. Now these three sets together can enclose a space. Hence diametral prism is a closed form and occurs only in monoclinic, orthorhombic and triclinic systems. Now you can also further classify forms. Now forms can be classified as, on the basis of symmetry, it can be classified as holohedral forms. Here the highest degree of symmetry is possible in a system. The holohedral forms, the example can be the isometric system, cubes. For example, you can say simple cube, highest degree of symmetry. Then there are hemihedral forms, half the number of faces required for full symmetry. As you can see, the figure here is octahedron, and the figure to the right of octahedron is a tetrahedron. Now this tetrahedron is a hemihedral form of octahedron, half the number of faces required for full symmetry. Third is hemimorphic form. It doesn't contain any center of symmetry. To understand hemimorphic form, now here are two figures you can see. The first figure on the right hand side, if you focus on the figure on the right hand side, you can see it has a center of symmetry. That means the faces on the adjacent, on the top side and the bottom side of the figure are similar. Now if you see the figure on the right hand side, the bottom has only one face, 001 bar, whereas top edge has a 001, but there are also other planes associated with them. Hence this structure does not have a center of symmetry. This is called a hemimorphic form. These forms have dissimilar faces about the two ends of an axis of symmetry. Now it has an axis of symmetry, both of these has an axis of symmetry, but only the left hand side has the center of symmetry. So the figure on the right hand side actually is the hemimorphic form. Okay, this axis is called the polar axis. Thus half of the faces of the holohedral forms are grouped about one end of the axis and not on the other, not on the other end. So hemimorphic form lack center of symmetry. Then there is tetrahedral forms. There is no center of symmetry and there is no plane of symmetry. They show only a quarter of the number of faces of corresponding holohedral form. These forms have neither plane nor center of symmetry. Then there is enantiomeric forms. Now these forms do not have either plane of symmetry or center of symmetry and occurs in the positions which are mirror images of each other. Now they cannot be converted into each other by any rotation whatsoever. Hence they are called enantiomeric forms. So this was the video on the crystal structure. I hope you liked it, and please subscribe to Geological Concept, and please do mention in the comment that on what topics I need to pay more attention or you want me to pay more attention. So this was it. See you in the next video. Bye for now.